Hello and welcome to the second episode of Hypothermically Speaking, a series where I take your questions and suggestions and turn them into a video. I tell a story, give my opinion, or offer my insight on world issues. The game in the background is called A Story About My Uncle. The focus of this video was suggested on my Facebook page by Donovan Carey, asking me to discuss my worst high school experience in detail. First of all, to give you guys some background and insight on who I was at the time, I was absorbed into games at a young age and found joy making others laugh and sticking up for little guys in a somewhat pathetic attempt to be a hero. I moved to Texas right before my middle school and spent some of my most awkward times of my life in an unknown environment, and due to my weight and terrible choice of clothing, was bullied like no other, mainly for being fat. I went through some issues which we'll save for another time, but I came out of it a bit stressed and depressed, and going into high school the next year, I developed some weird rough patches of skin on my knees and elbows. Since I was a kid at the time, I didn't put much mind to it, but after summer break, it began flaring up even more. After a visit to a doctor and then to a dermatologist, I found out I had psoriasis, a skin condition commonly misinterpreted as eczema, but fundamentally different. I found out that it's genetic and not contagious or anything, and the stress along with puberty caused it to come out. To sum up exactly what happens in short, my body basically just creates skin too fast for its own good. Doesn't really do anything else, it just looks scaly and weird, and that's about it. So with that in mind, I went to high school nervous and stressed as always, but still a lovable dorky class clown with plenty of good friends. My psoriasis had, however, spread all over my ankles, but nobody ever really mentioned or noticed it, so I didn't take much thought to it. It was about halfway through my freshman year, right before Christmas break, when I had a mad crush on a girl who was in my gym class. I'd spent about 2 to 3 months making the moves on her, and when I say moves, I mean awkward glances and casual flirtatious compliments, to which she always blushed and thanked me for, and seemed to always go out of her way to come and hang out with me. So I knew it was going relatively well. I was set to make some major moves soon, and was basically amping myself up to just finally ask her out or take her somewhere. Randomly one week, my psoriasis flared up, however. I didn't care too much and brushed it off. I threw on one of my 20 pairs of cargo shorts and went to school and gleefully awaited gym class, telling myself today is the day I'll tell her. We all changed into our gym clothes, which was nothing special, just a gray shirt with the school logo on it and red gym shorts. Like usual, we all sat down for roll call in our assigned spots, and I cracked a few jokes and was having a normal fun time with my buddies who were nearby while we waited. Nothing too out of the ordinary, but something wasn't quite right. Some people around me were acting sort of differently, and I wasn't sure why. I noticed some glances out of the corner of my eye, so I started piecing things together, and I realized people were staring at my legs. Losing confidence by the second, I noticed how many people were looking at them, and even noticed my crush, who was among the few who did glance at my legs. I blew it off, feeling slightly awkward as gym class went on, as I felt more and more people looking at my legs. I was the class clown, and I had talked with relatively everyone in my gym class at least 2 to 3 times, so everyone knew me, but nobody said anything. They just kept staring, and then once I noticed, they would go back to what they were doing. It started getting to me, so I stepped up my comedy routine to try and distract others from my legs. Finally, gym was over, and we all headed into the changing rooms. I was insecure as fuck about my body, so I changed in one of the bathrooms, like usual, but this time also because I was fat and now felt like some sort of alien creature. After I changed, I brought up casual chitchat about the girl I liked with one of my gym buddies. Not really a good friend, he just knew I liked her and we were both stuck in the same period together. In the conversation, he hinted randomly that perhaps she's not interested in me, and I kept bugging him why he would think that. Eventually, he gives in and tells me that she's disgusted by my skin and has been talking bad about me the last week. I asked what she's been saying, and it really struck a chord with me. He said that she's been calling it AIDS and mockingly calling me a leper behind my back, saying how she's scared to catch what I have. I casually laugh it off and pretend to not let it affect me. The rest of my day goes relatively normal, but I catch more and more people looking at my legs. Most of my friends either didn't notice or asked once they saw it, which felt much better than disgusted looks from strangers and teachers, but the rest of my week is no different, and it really tore at my confidence, which was already super shitty from being fat. Like usual, I shoved my feelings aside and did my best to pretend not to care. The weekend came and I begged my mom to go shopping, and we bought a lifetime supply of pants, basically. I pushed my shorts to the back of my drawer, and from then on I went about 3 to 4 years without wearing shorts in public, and if I did, it was very short-lived. I learned that as psoriasis got worse, the stares would increase, and the more people treated me like I was some sort of walking disease. This affected me so much I always wore pants, and then eventually, when it spread to my hands and arms, I started wearing nothing but hoodies, claiming that I didn't care about how I look and I wanted to be comfortable and chill. I would wear hoodies in 90-degree weather, sweating like a pig, but I didn't want people to alienate me. I'd spent 2 years of middle school feeling alienated like a freak, and I didn't want a repeat of those years. I'd love to tell you guys that things got better, and I was healed by J-Bus or grew confidence out the yin-yang and made the world my bitch, but I still have it. It's still pretty bad, and it still has sort of a pull on my confidence. I've tried ointments, creams, yada yada, you name it, but it never really works. Don't worry though, I'm okay. I wear shorts when I want and ignore the glances, or happily answer the questions from the curious. Just do your best not to stare. I'd rather explain what it is for the 1,000th time than have disgusted stares and people avoiding touching me. I don't really blame them. The unknown can be scary. Regardless, that's my time, guys. Sorry to hit you with a sad one, but that was the worst high school experience I've ever had. It was one event that just led to a lot of long-time insecurities, and all in all was definitely the worst experience I had in high school. Please remember to suggest games for me to play or ask your own question. A like, comment, and share helps me a fuck ton. More than you think, so I appreciate all my active commenters and viewers. You guys help to keep me afloat with my channel, just like a polar bear and an iceberg. Since I'm hypothermic and all, my icon's a polar bear, and yeah, I'm gonna shut up. See you guys.
I was a terror since the public school era. Bathroom passes, cutting classes, squeezing asses. Smoking blunts was a daily routine since 13. A chubby nigga on the scene. I used to have the gray deuce and the deuce in my bubble goose. Now I got the Mac in my knapsack, lounging black, smoking sacks up in axe and sidekicks with my sidekicks, rocking fly kicks. Honeys wanna chat, but all we wanna know is where the party at. And can I bring my gat? If not, I hope I don't get shot. Better throw my vest on my chest, cause niggas is a mess. It don't take nothing but frontin' for me to start something. Bugging and fucking.
When I drained the crystal, I suddenly felt the earth starting to move beneath.
Alright, what's happening? Oh my fucking god. Don't. No.
Power to keep their
You're fucked. This is gonna suck dick, dude.
It was best to hurry back the way I came.
Oh, of course we gotta go back. Here we fucking go. This shit's gonna suck dick. You fell to your death 48 times. Might as well die another 25.